starter. But even so, I just don't see him being a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback again, especially with how he's been playing. However, at the same time, if Shador can make the Pro Bowl, I guess anybody can. Cool Cooligan says Garrett Wilson will lead the NFL in receptions. Now, that is an interesting take. I don't necessarily think it's a bad take. I mean, the guy is a reception machine. It's just, what was the league lead last year? 120 something with Puka? If I had to guess, I have a boring answer. I'm going to go with JSN. I think he's going to get it this year. He was top 3 last year. I think he's only going to continue to catch fire. It's going to be his year to lead the league in receptions, in my opinion. This one's from Dunny, who says Mendoza is going to have a rough rookie year with no receivers. You see, that's been my beef with the Raiders, too. I just think they're very weak in that spot. However, Mendoza, assuming he does get playing time at some point, I'm expecting him to have a ceiling comparable to what Cam Ward's rookie year was, which I think is very respectable, by the way. Granted, he does have Bowers to at least work with, assuming Bowers is healthy, but I don't think he'll be nearly as bad as, like, J.J. McCarthy, per se, or Desmond Ridder, or Kenny Pickett, someone of that caliber. I think he will be decent. He's going to be a safe quarterback. Matthew here says Drew Aller will be more successful than Josh Allen. Come on, you don't even mean that. Ridiculous. Durandal here says Bijan Robinson for the MVP. As much as I would love to see it, I genuinely am starting to believe it's impossible for a non-quarterback player to win it. The quarterback is, obviously the face of your franchise, or it should be. They're so incredibly overexposed. Everything falls on them too. If a team wins, it's on the quarterback. If a team loses, it's on the quarterback. And I'm not saying that's actually the reason. It's just how the public views it. We've seen elite seasons over the past how many years? Derrick Henry, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek a few years ago, Saquon Barkley, JSN, if I didn't say him, and yet
Jonathan
none of them
Taylor
have been able to win an MVP. The last time a non-quarterback won the MVP was 2012, and it was Adrian Peterson. Like, at this point, it should just be called the Best Quarterback Award, not the MVP anymore. This one's from Tommy, and he says, first off here, the Lions failed to make the playoffs, and Dan Campbell's decision-making is going to cost them multiple games. Now, the decision-making thing, I can agree with them. Failing to make the playoffs, I don't really see, but I also didn't see them missing the playoffs last year, and they did. So that take is valid, but what I'm more focused on is what Tommy said to me last year. In October, I did an NFL take video, and Tommy's take was, the Bills fire Sean McDermott at the end of the year after another year of falling short in the playoffs, and they promote Joe Brady to head coach. Who are you? What the fuck do you know? What? Brandon Bean? Is this you? I'm watching you, man. Moving on, we have one from Brandon Pushinsky, who says, with Jonathan Grenard leaving the Minnesota Vikings, Dallas Turner will have double-digit sacks. I 100% agree with that. I think, for one, Dallas Turner, showing up last season was a big reason the Vikings were even comfortable getting rid of Grenard in the first place. But also, Dallas Turner finished with 8 sacks last year, and I feel like he didn't really start revving up till, like, midway through. He's worked his ass off after a slow start. He's put himself in a great spot. At this point, it is up to one man to see where his career is going to go, and that man is none other than Dallas Turner. Michael Penix lover says Michael Penix will lead the Falcons to an 11-plus game winning season. Yeah, what, when he hobbles out there like a pirate with 2 peg legs? I think Tua's going to start the season, obviously. Penix will work his way back. Tua's going to blow it. Penix is going to get a shot. Penix is going to blow it. And then next year, the Falcons are going to have a completely new quarterback there. While Penix may throw with conviction, I feel like he also throws with impatience and inaccuracy, that the Falcons are going to have to wait even longer to get worked out now. I do not see his time there lasting much longer. Heated Sports Take says, I have an interesting one. I actually think Ty Simpson, while being the wrong move now, will be the right move in a year or two. I think he's closer to being Jordan Love than a Trey Lance.
He's got a defensive touchdown.
That is definitely the road that the Rams are taking, obviously, to have Ty sit behind Matt for maybe a couple of years. I'm just not sure Jordan Love is going to exactly be the name that teams are going to hope to get out of that. Jordan Love, statistically, he is an impressive quarterback, but he's very inconsistent. And I know that this pretty much just became about Jordan Love, but basically what I'm saying is, while I agree with you what the Rams are doing, I think that they should be shooting for a lot higher than Jordan. Ian says the Chargers finish last in the West. That would be hilarious, but I don't think so. It's going to be the Raiders or Kansas City if they really have some problems or Mahomes has a really late start. But the Chargers, they're that, sadly, kind of the Bills. I don't think as good as the Bills, but that team that's going to kick your ass all year, but every time they get in the playoffs, they're just inevitably going to get bounced. Actually, I suppose the Vikings would be the more accurate fit for this. Like, they're a good team, but just not good enough. This one's from Ram, and he says, you were very wrong about Carolina's draft. I know you guys really don't like how I reacted to that. But also went on to say they're going to be damn good this year. Our wide receiver room isn't just tech, and that's actually what caught my eye. It is what he says below here. So at the bottom he says Big X, so Xavier Leggett. If he gets his mind right, he's a dog. Welcome to every other receiver in the fucking league who is struggling. That could be said about Keon Coleman. Could be said about A.D. Mitchell. Could be said about John fucking Dotson. Then above it, John Mechie. He's Bryce's favorite in college, so that means he's elite, right? Brazzle, freak. He hasn't played a fucking snap yet. You don't know how he's gonna be. Sure, he might tear it up, but he can also be Matthew Golden. People are still telling me how much of a freak he is. And then Coker, he's a dog. I understand outside of potentially Brazzle, he is the second best receiver on your team, but like every one of your reasons here are just based off of your own opinion and imagination. Like nothing you said here made me go, oh, he's right. This is like a father trying to hype up his son who serves as a third-string running back on the high school's junior varsity team. My son's the best one out there. He just needs more playing time. Newsflash, he ain't getting playing time because he ain't that good. Pardon the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. It is the next day as I had some stuff going on and I had to leave in the middle of that video. But how about those Minnesota Wild? And how about those Minnesota Timberwolves? And I know, we're still early in the playoffs, so let me have this weekend, okay? Just let me have this weekend. I may not have won the war yet, but I have won the weekend. Anyway, reacting to some more of your guys' takes here, we got Eminem saying Saints to the bowl, trust. And you can see I responded there by saying I have a scolding take about them I'm saving for TikTok, which I am, but I'll also just let you guys in on it now. I think the Saints are going to win 9 games. I don't know if that's going to be good enough to be in the playoffs. Sometimes it is in that division.
I can see it happen. I can see it.
And I don't think they'll be below 500. They're going to be that team that is, sneaky good this year. They're going to be really low-key. Win 1, lose 2, win 2, lose 1. Whatever the pattern may be, but the New Orleans Saints are going to finish with 9 wins. JJ here says Caleb Downs for Rookie of the Year. Now, he has an opportunity to do it, but hey, don't you be counting out Sonny Styles now, because I think he's running away with the award. Wisconsin fan says Matt LaFleur gets fired mid-season. Now, I'm not saying this is not a possibility. I could most definitely see it if the Packers start off extremely slow. I just wanted to point out, though, I think it's kind of funny, how these coaches like Matt LaFleur get these multi-year extensions. Like Matt LaFleur just had, like Mike McDaniel had, 2 years ago, I think. When people, see it and read the word extension, they're thinking, oh my gosh, this team is stuck with that coach for, that many years. But in reality, it really doesn't mean anything. They're just going to end up getting fired one way or another. Paul Jr. says Bengals win the Super Bowl, also watch the UFL. Well, I don't think the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl, and I also am not going to watch the UFL. Dude, I'm so invested in everything else right now. The Timberwolves, the Wild, the Twins, even though they completely stink. The last thing I want to do is spend more time watching some off-brand football. Like, I struggle enough to find myself invested into college football. So expecting me to watch this, that's just out of the question, man. Also, the time of year and the time the games are at is just not convenient. I feel like every time they're on, it's either during a playoff game of a different sport or the middle of the day on a weekend, which right now the weather's getting beautiful. Who the fuck wants to sit inside and watch that? I'm not getting after you, Paul. I love you. These are my reasons, though. And ending from Colio, I hope I said that right. He says Jadarian Price won't even be the lead back of the Seahawks. And I just wanted to end on this one because I think this is an interesting take, as I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's right. I think it's definitely a possibility in the sense of, people look at first round or early round running backs as like a guaranteed thing. Like, oh, they used a first round pick on Jadarian Price. He's going to be the number 1 running back. When in reality, that's not always the case. Remember Caleb Johnson? And I know that's only a 3rd round pick, I believe, but he was supposed to be the next big thing in Pittsburgh, and that worked out terrible. Jonathan Brooks to the Panthers a couple of years ago? Nothing. 49er fans, remember Trey Sermon? Like, I'm rooting for Jadarian. It's not a guaranteed thing at all that he will be the lead back. And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for me reacting.
Oh, I had a feeling that was gonna happen too, dog. I had a feeling it was gonna happen too. There's nobody on him. Flag. No fucking way. Oh, oh no. Oh my goodness. There's no fucking way. Oh. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Dude, I would have been so pissed. If I would have known it was right here. What are we fucking doing? He just stood there, dog. What are we doing? He just fucking stood there, and for whatever reason, they're not blitzing here, so they just won't fucking get him. They actually block you, and I can tell the fucking. I tried to fucking juke and it. See, yeah, I mean, the game wasn't gonna let me get it. That's a perfect. I mean, that right there was a perfect example. The game was not gonna let. The game would not let me. It would not let. It wouldn't let me do it. And my receiver just got in the way of my own pass. Nice. That was hot. I mean, yeah, no, I mean that's evidence right there. This game will just. It's rigged. That was evidence right there that this game's rigged. Believe whatever you want. I mean, this game's rigged. The defense turns the fuck up in the fourth quarter for absolutely zero reason. It's unrealistic as fuck. Like my guy just let go of the block. Um, like it's trying to fuck me now. It always does this in the fourth quarter too. It always tries to fuck me. It's so fucking annoying, dog. It's so fucking annoying. I hate this game. Genuinely, I'm just trying to play with all the fucking teams, and then I'm done, dude. Like I'm never touching this game again once I'm play with all the teams. This is so fucking annoying, dude. Like one of the most annoying fucking games I've ever played in my fucking life, without a fucking doubt, dude. This is why your sorry ass probably doesn't have a fucking catch, dog. So serious. And Avery Johnson just broke his back. Jesus Christ.